Guess what? It's finally time to do this question and answer thing. I'm so sorry it took so long, but to be honest with you, when I posted that video asking for questions, I thought I was going to get maybe, I don't know, a few dozen questions. Well, I've gotten thousands of questions to my email, to my Facebook, to my Twitter. So it's great. I'm so appreciative that you guys are really excited about everything that's going on with me in Sixx AM. And I'm going to do my best to answer all of these questions. I'm going to be on the go while I'm doing it, so bear with me, but let's do this thing. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to address is the number one most asked question. It was, of course, is Sixx AM going to tour? And yeah, we're going to tour on this next record. We've all talked about it. You know, we had so much fun the last time we toured together, and we just all agree that there's just no way we can make another record without bringing the show to you guys live. So yes, I'm answering that question to you right off the bat. Sixx AM will tour on this next record. Okay, so here we are. I've got my stack of questions, and they're not in any particular order, but I'm going to start going down these right now. Let's see. Camilo says, who do you want to do a duet with and why? Well, I just did a duet with Lizzie Hale on the last Hailstorm record. It was a song called Private Parts. That's a song that she and I wrote together a couple of years ago. So that was fun because she's just such an incredible singer. There's a lot of artists that I'd love to work with vocally. I think probably the one that I think would be the coolest right now, and I think, you know, we're both talking about doing it, is Jacoby from Papa Roach. We've been writing some stuff together, and we've kind of toyed with the idea of doing a project together at some point, so I think that would be a cool one. Let's see. Patrick asks, do you know when Sixx AM is going to release any new singles? I keep seeing things about you doing stuff in the recording studio, so I'm dying to hear new songs. Yeah, we are writing and recording a new record right now. It's going to be our third record, our third full-length studio record, and we're so excited about it. I just got back from the West Coast working with the guys, and we've written some amazing stuff already. As far as when will the single come out, I'm guessing we'll probably put a single out later on this year. If everything goes as planned, so keep an eye out for that. We'll keep you posted on that. Okay, James asks, can you please describe the vibe and sound of the new Sixx AM record so far? Yeah, we're really excited about it. I think that all of us musically are just better than we've ever been. DJ is playing incredibly well. Nikki and I are just exploring all sorts of new crazy sounds and textures. I think that Sixx AM fans will love this new record. They are going to, you know, absolutely feel like it is a Sixx AM record, but as we always do, we are pushing the boundaries hard, and we're going in some really bizarre new directions. But, you know, the messages are strong, and I would say that we are better as a band than we ever have been. Good question, James. Mariana asks, what's next for you solo album-wise? I'm going to keep on making music. You know, I've just got so much music in me, and not all of it is right for the bands that I'm producing. Not all of it's right for Sixx AM. So it's just nice to be able to have a studio, and when I have time, to actually just make some recordings for myself, like I did with Learn to Hate You. So I don't know if I'll make an album, but I'm going to continue making songs and hopefully making videos, and you know, keep putting that stuff out there for you guys. I've been so just flattered by how many of you have checked out Learn to Hate You and bought the single. So thank you so much for that. Mykenna, M-Y-K-E-N-N-A, Mykenna. Could you make a mixtape of all the Sixx AM so I could do a dance for my solo? Yeah, do you want that on cassette? No problem. Summer asks, all-time favorite band? Queen. Do you have a formal education in music production, or is it something that you picked up? Both. I did go to school for music theory, but I wasn't really a good student, so that didn't last for very long. I would say that most everything that I've picked up as a songwriter and as a producer and as a singer has just been, you know, out there figuring it out, out there doing it. I was classically trained. I had 8 years of classical piano training, so that certainly factors in, but I don't play the piano that much anymore. I'm kind of starting to again. I do love playing the piano, but I had become so familiar with that instrument that I finally just had to step away from it for a while because it just it wasn't challenging me, and I think that as a songwriter you need to be challenged. But I'm kind of back at it again. Mariana asks, how different will your next solo project be from Inhale? Cheers from Greece. I think very different. My voice changed a lot since I did the Inhale record. I listened back to that record and it doesn't even sound like me vocally, but what I really do love about that record is lyrically I think it's a strong record. It still holds up to me. Now that's just me, but I'm proud of that record. I wish that my voice wasn't so annoying on it, but hey, what are you gonna do? What's up? Say hello to Rocco. Say hello, Rocco. You say hello? All right. Debbie asks, just wondering if the popularity of Sixx AM changed your life. I know you started as a solo artist, but it seems that the more attention was focused on Sixx AM. Would love to hear a solo project from you. Also curious how old you are, and how do you spend your downtime other than golf? Well, Sixx AM changed my life drastically because it put me back out in front of the cameras, so to speak. I'm a pretty private guy normally, and my career as a songwriter and as a producer and mixing engineer was really suitable for me. I mean, that's what felt comfortable to me. So to be thrown back out on stage and do Sixx AM was a huge change for me. I love it. It's been a blast. But it kind of pulled me out of my comfort zone. So, from that perspective, it changed my life dramatically. And of course, all of a sudden having the opportunity to have fans and people that actually are interested in knowing about me it's all new to me. So I'm enjoying it. I am still a very private person, which probably a lot of you have recognized. I don't do much other than post silly things on Facebook or Twitter, but it's been a great change. I'm grateful for Sixx AM, and I'm so grateful for all of you fans. What are you doing, Rocco? All right, let's see. Get off that. Larissa asks, geez, Rocco, really? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? All right. Larissa asks, if you could, would you go back in time and fix your mistakes? No, I wouldn't. I mean, I guess there's, certain things that I did that I really regret. I mean, I know there's things that I did that I regret, but for my sake, I wouldn't. Maybe for a person's sake that I affected, I would go back and change it if I affected them negatively. But for my sake, no. I think that I've grown from all my mistakes. Linda asks, were you professionally trained or is your singing raw? Either way, it's gorgeous. Thank you. By the way, I don't envy you having to sort through all the shit to get to the real questions. Oh, it's not so bad. Well, the answer to that is kind of both. I did have some professional training. My uncle actually was an opera singer, and he really helped me when I had finally made the decision that I wanted to sing professionally. But I think that really my style is pretty raw. I don't think of myself as a good singer. I think of myself as somebody that has a sound. But you know, if I were to put together, a list of 5 or 10 of my favorite singers, I wouldn't even compare to any of them. I mean, we mentioned Lizzie Hale earlier. Now she is a singer. I just kind of open my mouth and tell stories and hope that it's on pitch and, sometimes sounds cool. Honestly, I don't really think of myself as a singer. But thank you for the compliment as well.
Rocco, you're on the questions. Get off the questions. I need these. Hey, hey, hey. Ow!
Raniero asks, what is it? What was it like growing up as a child for you? Have you used any of those times to inspire you to write the songs that you've written so far? Absolutely. I had an amazing childhood. Yeah, it works its way into my music. I think that when you're writing songs, you try to write at the deepest core emotion that you can, and I think that what gets a reaction out of myself, and I think probably out of a lot of you, when you hear a song, when you have an emotional reaction to that song, I think it's because it's tapped into the first time you ever felt that emotion. If you hear a sad song about losing a loved one, it's going to tap into that part of you that first experienced that in your life. A lot of those emotions, a lot of the time, you first experienced sadness when you were a child. You first experienced fear when you were a child. You first experienced laughter, happiness, anger, jealousy. All of those things you first experienced many, many years ago. So the deeper that you can tap into that core emotion when you're writing songs, I think the more it's going to connect with people. So I would say that my childhood plays a big part in my songwriting. Charlie asks, how much inspiration has your father's art career had on the way you approach music and so on? It's impacted me greatly. I think that pretty much everything I do musically in some way is connected to how I saw my father approach art. I think that, in the decisions that I make and the creative choices that I make, I'm pretty sure that he has, influenced all of those. I grew up just watching him create art every single day, and it was the most magical thing that a kid could witness, watching just these amazing pieces of art come out of nowhere, and then realize they weren't coming out of nowhere, they were coming out of this guy's mind and out of his heart. And that was just the coolest thing ever to witness. And I certainly have spent my entire adult life trying to emulate that in some form. Good question.